What if you threw $10,000 into ULTY? So today we'll be talking about what a 10K investment in ULTY would look like today and in the future, and we'll play around with some forecasts and you guys will see how crazy this is. So before I get into the video, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been watching my latest videos. I just dropped a video on ULTY last night and I'm already at 91 views, which is pretty nuts. And I got a few subscribers now, so thank you to those 13 subscribers. I really appreciate you guys listen to me yap about those income ETFs, so I assume that you are also passionate about high yield investing and passive income investing. So anyways, let's get into it. So as you know, ULTY has had some crazy love and hype recently. Let's just look at what 10K invested at inception would look like today. So from this website here, Dividend Channel, using their calculator, if you reinvest your dividends since the inception, you would be up $900 as of now, which is not a lot. And if you would have not reinvested anything, and you would just kept your dividends basically as cash in your account, you would be basically at break even right now. So just by looking at those graphs, you're probably thinking like, why does everyone love ULTY if this is the performance that you're having? And if you put this next to anything, YieldMax or the S&P 500, it looks like it sucks, right? Well, like I said in the previous video, is because as of lately, since they changed to weekly, they've been very strong and people are all saying, okay, just ignore the previous distributions, ignore the previous price action. Look at ULTY since they changed to weekly. Right, so let's do that. Let's look at 10K into ULTY since they changed to weekly, and they changed to weekly I think around middle of March 2024, when the market was basically crashing. So March 2025, as you can see, pretty nuts. So without even reinvesting, you would be up 20% right now, 22% annualized, which is pretty nuts. And as you can see, it's growing very consistently, so up and down, and I believe that all those little bumps are basically distributions, and every time ULTY has been paying out recently, it's been dropping and recovering all the distributions. So it's been paying out very high dividends, very high distributions, and it's been able to recover the price, so there's like no NAV erosion at the moment. And like I said in the previous video, the thing about ULTY's strategy is that all they want to do is milk the income and the implied volatility out of their holdings, and they're able to rotate in and out of funds, and they have a lot of flexibility in their prospectus for ULTY. So it's basically like they're trading your money. Whatever holding has crazy volatility in the moment, they're going to milk it. When it crashes, they have protective puts and protective option plays to avoid ULTY from crashing as well. So they're really just milking out the IV, the implied volatility, out of their holdings, paying you, keeping a cut of the payments, their management fees. They're making money because obviously they're not going to trade for free. And like, they're happy, you're happy, everyone's making money, and that's the most important part. And everyone's loving ULTY at the moment. And also because it's paying weekly, so who doesn't like weekly distributions? So now let's just look at the numbers more in depth. So as of 2024, if you do not contribute and you put 10K into ULTY and you do not reinvest your dividends, let's just look at how the numbers would look. So if you put 10K when ULTY was at inception date of ULTY, essentially, you would currently have $3,000 left of ULTY, but your portfolio would have generated 5.1K in 2024 and 1.4K in 2025. So your 10K investment would have generated 6.5K of distributions as cash that you can do whatever you want with. And you would have $3,000 left of that initial 10K. So basically 6.5 plus 3.1, you're back up to 9.6. So you're basically back to break even. So it's not nothing crazy, nothing impressive. But what's impressive is if you buy ULTY, and you're not supposed to, when you invest in ULTY, and people who invest in ULTY, they do use the distributions to fund their life, to pay for their car notes, to pay for their mortgage, to pay for bills. But ULTY, like when it comes to ULTY, all the returns come from income. So if you use 100% of the returns, you're basically eating out the returns. And that's the thing, is these funds like ULTY and YieldMax, you can use, and you don't have to be scared of using the distributions, but you have to reinvest a portion of it, or else it's basically like holding the S&P 500, and every time it's up 1%, you sell that 1%, and you're just going to lose money over time, because when it goes down, then you're going to sell at a loss. So you have to find a balance of using the distributions and reinvesting them. So if you reinvest them, as you can see, you start at 10K and now you're at 10.1. So you're basically flat on total returns. But what's crazy is that in 2024, your 10K investment with the income it generated, reinvested as well, generated you 7.2K. And as of now in 2025, you generated 3.5K. So your initial investment already generated more than 10K. So your original 10K investment already generated more than 10K in distributions. So it basically shows you that the snowball is like exponential. And if you reinvest, ULTY can be a very, very strong tool to increase your portfolio's yield, to create a cash flow machine. And then later you can either use a portion of those distributions to live, or the smartest thing to do is basically use ULTY as a way to fund your portfolio and to fund safer, more stable funds, and invest into growth positions or dividend growth positions like SCHD or covered call ETF that are more conservative, like SPY-I and stuff like that. So like if you invest 10K at inception and you reinvest the dividends, you would have received more than 10K in income. So you have paid back your investment, and everything as of now from ULTY is just free cash. And even though you use 100% of the distributions, you paid back your initial investment. So it's what they call house money. All right. So now let's go into some more fun stuff. So let's do a little forecast. So if you saw in the previous video, I used basically the same thing. So I gave ChatGPT a screenshot of all the distributions since ULTY has been weekly. And I said calculate the median and the average. So the median is 9.5 cents per week, and the average is basically the same. So it's been very stable. And then I plugged those numbers in my model here. Okay, so this is not YieldMax, this is ULTY. And by the way, if you guys want, I will share you guys a copy of this sheet. It's pretty cool. It's super easy to make. You can make it on your own, but if you're lazy, just let me know and I'll send you a copy. So price per share, 6.3 US. That's just the current price. Where is it? Yeah, I'm just using the current price for the sake of being more simple, and the current price is currently high. Like it's been at 5.25. So just the more expensive it is to buy shares, the less shares you'll have in your future forecast. So it makes the forecast a bit more conservative. And then so the median 9.5 cents a week per share, and I'm in Canada, so I just converted that into CAD using a 1.36 USD to CAD conversion rate, and then I applied the withholding tax of 85%. So you know, if you're in the US, I can send you this sheet and you can plug in your own numbers. And then starting investment of $10,000, and here's 0. So if you invested 10K in ULTY and you reinvest everything, and then you reinvest everything, and only full shares, so no partials, and you start with 10K. So that's basically the price of 10K divided by the price of the shares, and I floored it, so I ran it down to the lowest number. All right. So, and if your goal is to make $1,000 a month, then as you can see, after a year of not doing anything, your ULTY investment would be paying you $1,000 a month. That does not mean that you would be up. Maybe your shares would be down. Maybe your total investment would be close to your initial 10K investment, but the current number of shares that you hold, regardless of the value of your investment, would be generating you $1,000 per month. All right. So obviously, this is pretty cool, but most of us, if you have $10,000 to throw into ULTY, you're probably going to keep investing every month, right? So now let's invest $500 a month. If you invest $500 a month, it would take you 9 months to reach $1,000 a month of income from ULTY. So this is pretty cool, and as you can see, the compounding is just exponential and pretty crazy. Wait, why is this 0? Yep, let me just fix this one. All right, so yeah, it would actually take you 8 months to reach your $1,000 a month income goal. So this is not a lot. Like you can't retire off this. But as you can see, in 8 months you're at 1,000, and after 2 years, 24 months, you're at 3K a month. So this is substantial money, and this could actually pay for your bills. Like let's say you have a car note of $500, and you have groceries of another $500, whatever. You can literally take $1,000 out of this to pay for a few bills, and then reinvest the other 2K, and your portfolio would still be compounding pretty fast. All right, so now this is boring, right? So let's say you're heavily investing. Like me personally, I'm investing as much as I can every month. So let's just say you're able to invest 2.5K a month. You throw 10K, and then after that, every month you invest 2.5K. It would take you only 4 months to reach 1K a month, and after 24 months you would be getting 8K a month from your, this is just based on the number of shares that you have. So if ULTY goes down, maybe that investment would be worth 20K, who knows. But like when you buy ULTY, it's not about the value of your investment, it's about the number of shares and the income that you're generating. Even though you're let's say here your investment is worth 50K maybe, or 20K, who cares? You're generating 8K a month that you can just reinvest and keep growing, and your initial investment is paid off, and every month you're paying off your previous investments, and then you have 8K a month that you can milk and you can use to invest in other things, to pay a few bills. Like it just opens a lot of doors, you know. Being able to generate 8K a month from your portfolio lets you basically reinvest that 8K into anything, and maybe you get to a point where that's enough, and you can use your 9-to-5 income to enjoy life and pay for other things, and you can use ULTY to reinvest, and basically you're covering your portfolio contributions with ULTY. So yeah, anyways guys, so that was it. Let me know if you guys want me to share you my my forecast sheet. So what do I think about ULTY? Should you throw in 10K? If you have a 10K of disposable money, then go for it. If you're thinking of buying a nice car and putting 10K down, and you currently already have a car that is still reliable and still works, it's just not as cool as the one you want, I would say maybe throw in 10K into ULTY, plug in maybe, I don't know, how much would you paid for the new car? $800 a month? Throw in 10K into ULTY. I'm a car guy, so I like talking about cars, right? So throw in 10K into ULTY, then your car note would have been $800 a month regardless. So that $800 a month, keep throwing it into ULTY for a whole year. And let's say the first month you don't reinvest anything because you threw in 10K already, so you don't want to throw in another 800. So the first month you basically bought 0 shares, but you let that 10K drip. So yeah, so you throw in 10K, and then every month you add 800 of your own money, and then you wait a year. So after a year you would be making 1.5K a month from ULTY. So yeah, I think that's pretty attractive, right? Instead of putting yourself into debt right now, throw it into ULTY, throw the potential car note that you would have been paying into ULTY as well, and after a year you'd be making 1.5K a month from ULTY, and then basically you can take $800 from that 1.5 to pay for your car note, keep reinvesting, so your car note is covered, and you still have 1.5 minus 800. You still have $700 a month from your ULTY's distributions that you can reinvest. So that's the smartest thing to do, right? But you probably have more money, right? Because you would if you're on this channel watching this video, you're already investing every month, I'm sure. So you have 800 from your car note and 800 from your income that you would have been investing anyways, right? So after 12 months, 2.1K, even better, right? Then you can cover your car note and reinvest, and the compounding just doesn't stop. So anyways guys, so that was it for the video. So like I said in my previous video, I think ULTY is very cool, very strong. At the end of the day, as long as YieldMax keeps paying distributions, you will recover your initial investment, even though the fund is down a lot on the price. As long as it keeps paying what it's paying right now, if you hold it for long enough, you will repay your initial investment. So as you can see, since its inception, it's down 70%. But if you would have reinvested your dividends, like I showed you, if you had put 10K at inception and you reinvested whatever ULTY has been paying you and holding, you would have made that 10K in that $10,000 investment back just as distributions. So regardless of the price, ULTY is very strong. And also, like, the initial performance was pretty bad, but since they switched to weekly, as you can see, it's been pretty much sideways. Also, the market has been going up, so that also helps. But they had some holdings. They had some holdings which crashed 20% in a single day. I'm not sure which one it is, but I saw that on Twitter. I have to find it maybe, make a video about it if I can find it, because I'm sure a lot of people don't know about this and would be even more convinced about ULTY if they found out. So yeah, they switched to weekly and they've been putting protective positions. So since then, ULTY is even stronger, and as you can see, it's paying so much that regardless of the NAV and the price, if you reinvest, you'll end up winning. So yeah, guys, hopefully this was interesting. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and yeah, until next time, take care.